lot of women take issue with that because we are not meeting the preferences that they say they want. We are not meeting the standard. If I was meeting the standard, I wouldn't have an issue with your standard because I meet it. But I have issue or take issue with your standard when I don't meet it, when I'm not the preference, when I don't feel like I'm desirable. That's what it boils down to, is the fact that we want to be desirable, and when we don't feel like we're desirable, and we feel like we're being rejected by what they're saying their preferences are, we're coming at, we're
Keep in mind, fellas, we're not allowed to have preferences
diminishing what they're saying, discrediting
as a
them.
man.
But that's their preference, and they're entitled to their preferences.
Yo, what's up, guys? Back again with another video for the Passport Bros.
You see, this is a common theme that's going on in society as a whole. And basically, the Passport Bros movement has got a lot of women triggered, especially those from the community. They are really triggered that a lot of brothers are choosing to get their passports. And in the cases, brothers not only get their passports, but they tend to become, or they might have already had it in themselves to become a minimalist. They sell off a lot of their material things because they know they're going to travel. They know they got their passport. They know they're going to go to these other countries that have more traditional leaning women, and the cost of living is, nowhere near what it is in the West. So they become minimalists, sell off their things, get their passports, and go to places like Brazil, Colombia, the Philippines, Thailand, Argentina, Greece. And a lot of these women in the West are extremely pissed off about that. They have these little backhanded snide comments and remarks. Oh, you guys are only doing that because you're going over there to get prostitutes and this and that. Basic shaming tactics that only worked on you when you were in the third grade. The same tactics that was used in the sandbox that would make you say, no, I'm not. Because you're a child. You're looking for love. You're looking for validation from someone. You want to be cool. You don't want to be considered the nerdy guy. You don't want to get picked on or bullied. So, no, I'm not. That is the point in time of your life where that mattered. But a lot of these Western women, they still live in a perpetual sandbox. They treat the world as if it's their third grade sandbox. And you can just listen to them talk with these shaming tactics. You guys only going over there for prostitutes. It's impossible for you to be going over there to get a wife. Well, why wouldn't we be going over there to get a wife? Why would we not be going over there to get a wife? Because a lot of us wanted to do that here in the States. But we noticed the shift in the modern woman's mindset. And this is beyond the natural nature of woman. The natural nature of women is one thing. But society as a whole, we've watched it morph the mind of modern women into something of a beast in a field. Unrecognizable. Especially in the community. So brothers was like, you know what? I need a break. This is how I think it came about. I need a break. I need a vacation. So brothers started going on vacations. This is where it started. Let me go on vacations. They started interacting with women who were native to the countries they were visiting. And they started observing these women, how they act, how they treat men. Even when these women didn't know that these men were around. Let's say you were in another room, you're washing your hands, using the bathroom or something. You're done doing what you were doing in that room. But before coming out of the bathroom, you just chill and just listen to the conversation that this woman's having. Maybe she's on the phone. Maybe she's with one of her friends. Maybe she has a sister that's there too, and they're talking. And you listen to the conversation. And you pick up on certain things. So now you're thinking to yourself, like, that's interesting. I mean, you're in another country. These women were raised differently. They're more traditional as far as their upbringing. Society is more basic, and it's in favor of the minimalist. So you're thinking, right now you're not a minimalist in the States. You're on vacation. You're observing your surroundings and how women treat men over there. And you're like, okay. You go back to the States and you see the contrast, the complete difference. So you're like, okay. So you decide to go on vacations more often, more frequently. You choose another country. They say, okay, the first trip you went to Brazil on vacation. The next trip you go to Colombia on vacation. And you mingle with the locals. You go to like a bar or a lounge or whatever they would call that down there, a nightclub. Meet you a girl. Or even if you go to, because you're there for a couple weeks, maybe a month. You go to whatever their supermarket is, where they buy their foods, and you interact with women, you talk to them, and you exchange information, contact information, you get together, you go out, and you notice naturally, it's not like it's being forced. It's not an act. They're not winning any Oscars in their acting ability. You notice the natural ability of their submissiveness, and they're just pleasant to be around. Now, of course, as a woman, naturally, all women have, they're going to have their women's nature isms, crazy fuck shit they might say and do, but it's vastly different in these countries. Like, you almost feel like you're stuck in a time warp. Like, you know what? I love America, but as far as finding a traditional spouse, somebody I would want to spend my life with, definitely was born in the wrong country. So now you're balancing all these things in your head. Like, okay. Go on vacation, spend time with these women. So now it's like, okay. And a lot of these guys found a way to, especially in this new age of social media and being able to make money online, once they established being able to make a living online, it was like, you know what? Let me pack up my laptop and my microphones and my cameras and couple, couple garments, some clothes or whatever that I can carry. And let me go to one of these countries. Let me go to the Philippines. All I need is the internet. And thus, Passport Bros was born. And it's not just for black men. That's just the generic euphemism for all men that have been going overseas to find wives and girlfriends for a very long time. It's not nothing new. It's just a canned phrase that's being tossed around and used now. Back in the day, it didn't have a name, no hashtag. It wasn't no social media like this, so it was unable to be broadcast to the world. But men have been doing this for a very long time, and it's not just black men; it's men of all races. Because men as a whole saw this thing coming. We saw this catastrophe as far as the dating market and getting married and the traditionalism of women. We saw this thing a long time ago. So a lot of us have been traveling for a long time. And the Passport Bro things is just, once you realize that that's what you want and you're more likely to find your true mate in another country, you learn how to let go of all the materialistic things that you held so closely and so deeply in the West. And we've all been through it. We like our things. We like our TVs and our surround sounds, and we like our cars and all this stuff. But once you go to these other countries and you experience true camaraderie, and you just feel so at peace. And what you find is your vacations in the beginning stages, your vacations get longer and longer and longer. During those times, you start to think like, you know what? Maybe I should. Some brothers even got dual citizenships. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna spend half or the majority of my year here. So, or get one of those traveling visas where you can be what they call that? I forgot the name, slips my mind. Like a dual citizen for a portion of the year, half a year or whatever. You're not a full citizen because you haven't denounced your citizenship to America, but you're there a lot because you found the right woman for you. Very pleasant to be around. It just works better. And it just works. Look how free he feels. Looks like all his stress is gone. And that's just the crux of it. But it all starts with a vacation. Just take a vacation. Go to experience other countries, other cultures, and see how the women operate. And compare it to America in contrast. And you'll be like, holy shit. I've been putting up with a lot of bullshit unnecessarily. No wonder the men die so much sooner than their wives. you just look at it in comparison. But a lot of these women have become increasingly angry. And you've seen the videos, whether it's a TikTok video or YouTube video or whatever. They want to call these brothers, and they want to call brothers names, and let me clear. I'm not a passport bro per se. I'm just a bro that has a passport, and I get around. I put it like that. But the ideology has always been here. Men have always been doing this. This is not nothing new. This is why what we will refer to, and I don't mean this to be, if it's a racial slur, I apologize. I didn't know. But we used to refer to when brothers would have children with Filipino women, we will refer to those children as black flips, black and Filipino. And Filipino women that are mixed with black, those are some of the most beautiful women in the world. Let me tell you. So the whole passport bro thing, it's nothing new. It's always been there. Brothers always had an inkling that, you know what, the West is going down as far as the quality of women is concerned. And shout outs to brothers out there. Yo, if you found a good woman in the West, then she got your back through thick and thin, because that's a big thing. A lot of these women will talk a good game, that they'll ride or die, and they have your back through thick and thin and all this bullshit. But soon as the thick part happens, which is the hard part, the down part, because life is full of cycles. You have your good times, you have your bad times. And when those bad times hit, who the fuck is she? And when those bad times hit, you learn who exactly you are with. And once you learn that, do not ignore those red flags. You need to move accordingly. And be thankful for those times. Because bad times are temporary. They don't last forever. It's just a humbling process that life throws at you, so that you don't forget what could be, what could have been, when you're doing very well for yourself and you're living in high heaven. You're like, oh shit, everything I touch is turning into gold. The bad times help humble you, so you don't forget, like, okay, what did it take to get to the high heaven point? So they're very necessary. Very necessary. But not gonna talk y'all ears off on this lovely Saturday afternoon. You guys enjoy yourselves. This is the Blizzard. On behalf of the Passport Bros, keep doing y'all thing. The Western women are mad because they know they've lost, and there's no recourse, because men have gotten to the point, especially brothers, black men got to the point where, you know what, man, fuck it. Fuck the community. Fuck Western women altogether. I'm going to get my passport and I'm going to jet. Literally. Go over here and deal with some of these more traditional women. And some of them, like I said, they've become minimalists. They don't have that many possessions. They sold them off because they know they're going to spend the majority of their times in these other countries. So it's like, get me an apartment Colombia for 4 months, 6 months. I'll buy the clothes they have there. When I decide to leave, I just donate them or leave them or whatever. Dual citizenship. I mean, the rent over there compared to the rent over here, you can get a nice 2-bedroom apartment for like $300 a month. Now imagine if you making money online to where you can live anywhere in the world as long as you have internet, and your rent is like $300-400 a month, 2-bedroom apartment. Shit, hell yeah, you gonna do the dual citizenship thing or however that goes. Me personally, I haven't done the apartment thing. I like different places. I like to go here, go there. So I'm kind of not OCD, kind of, I guess I don't like to sit in one place too long or whatever. So that's my whole thing. But yeah, I would most definitely consider like living in the Philippines and being with a Filipino woman. Is historically they are ultra traditional, submissive, and I've seen quite a few fine ass Filipino women, I'll tell you that much. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to get on here this Saturday and chop it up with y'all for a minute. If you like the content, show some support. Hit your boy's Cash App. $ Cobra Clutch 357. Like the videos, share the videos on any and all platforms. Get your boy out there. Hit that thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Leave some comments. No, I read y'all comments and shit. Even the troll comments, I read them shits too. Like, yeah. Then I delete them. But I read y'all comments and, you know what I'm saying? If it's something I can use, something that's obvious, like the music, one commenter left, it was like, man, the music too loud. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, definitely working on that. Sometimes I like to have a little bit of background music to, something to vibe to a little bit to go along with the video. Depends on the mood and energy of the video, But yeah, I definitely agree with that. It was definitely too loud on that on one of those videos. So definitely trying to work on it. Some of this equipment is new. Still, as KS used to say, building a plane while you're flying it. That's what I'm doing. Figuring this out on the fly. Don't have no professor to sit me down and go step by step and how to use this software, that software, how to edit this, how to edit that. So a lot of this is basically freestyling like an MC in hip hop. So one day, it'll be crisp and clean. But until then, travel this journey with me. I appreciate all the support. Those of you that are subscribed, appreciate that. Keep supporting your boy. Hit the thumbs up. Let's get out there. The Blizzard Brigade is in the building. That being said, I'm out.